This puzzle's down clues are given column by column. Their answers, 1 or 2 per column, cycle downward from an unknown square, exit at the bottom, and continue from the top of the column back to the starting point, using all 11 squares. Every down clue contains 1 letter too many for its spot in the grid. Each of these extra letters should be removed to the nearest blank above or below the grid. Now, this confused me. I'll tell you why in a second. Some blanks will be left unoccupied. Oh, let's hope so, Mikey B. Let's hope so. Catnip's finished jigsaw. This is excellent. Okay. Oh, Lego. Just don't step on it. The letters picked out in this way will produce 2 items that may fittingly start the 2-word procedure to be deduced at 17 across. All other across entries are include normally. Clue answers include 5 capitalised entries. Now, it says there's 1 too many letters in every down answer, and they need to be removed to the nearest blank above or below the grid. But the grid that I have for it does not have any blanks below it. It only has these blanks on top. So what I'm going to assume has happened is somehow these blanks have just somehow got missed off. So what I'm going to speculatively, because these aren't on the grid that I have, put a set of blanks there. But that may or may not be right. So warning, warning. So we're going to tackle the acrosses because they're normal, and then they should start to pin the downs. So the grid is toroidal this way. Up, down it is. It's not toroidal left, right, but up, down it is, basically, yeah. So it can wrap round like a puzzle that we did on Tuesday. Here's all the clues. Allow me to first go with all the clues, and then when I start flailing, do help me out. So good luck, everyone. I mean, technically, Arch, technically. And Sensei, shush! Yes, good cycles base. Good cycles base. Oh, goodness. Good is usually G. No one is helpful in chat. No one. No one is helpful. Good cycles base. If you cycle, you rotate. Cycles base could just be E. But no, base on its own can be E. Cycle could be ride, ridees. Okay, going to have to come back to 1. 5, point around tip of elbow joint. Point around tip of elbow joint. Okay, so what do we got here? We have 6 letters. They all... Oh, dear. Okay, so... Okay. I just actually looked at the grid for the first time. Oh, there it... Hang on. There we go. I accidentally pressed a button. Always, Hollow. Always. And Catnip, when you become competent, let me know, because I'd like to pretend to be competent and I'd like some tips. Point. So is that going to be north or south? And we're going to put it around east, E for the tip of elbow. We're going to get a joint. So joint could be hinge. Joints could be merged. Joint could be spliff. Not a direction. Point. Indicate. Point. Location there. Why are you saying this is wow, Catus? Oh, for the clue. Can I have a hint about the point? A hint for 5 across, please, just because I want a hint. I want to get at least one of these first 2 in. Joint is the definition. Point around the tip of elbow. So put an E in a point. If you point, you indicate you. Hint you. First letter, please. Indicate, suggest. If you point, you. One is easy. It's not. It's not. Because all I've got is grides, which is not a base. No, not getting that. Gonna have to come back to this one as well. 9 across. Castle containing completely wet, rubbery material. Castle containing completely wet, rubbery material. Is castle going to be rook? Rook. Or is it going to be like Windsor or fort? Okay, what about fort? Completely wet, sodden, drenched, drown. The rubbery material is going to be the answer here. So what rubbery material? So we've got sponge, rubber. What other things bounce? No, not getting that one. 10, expected, receiving king and noble. This one I can get. This one I can get. Expected, receiving king and noble. This one I can get. This one is more straightforward because I think there's less things that things can be. But this one I can get. Hollow can get this one. Gosh, I think I'm quite thirsty today. I think I'm quite thirsty. Okay, go for this one in the chat if you think you got it for 10 across. Go for it, Catus Hollow, and anyone else. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put it in here. It's, of course, a duke. Yes. Oh, why am I doing that? Let's put it in shouty capitals. It's duke. Due, if something expected, it's due. And you put K in it for king. And you get a duke, who is another noble. Plain speaker's pace. Plain speaker's pace. So plain, obvious or overt speaker, so something might be said out loud. Pace, rate, step, length, plain, simple, unordained, uncomplicated, plain. It's just like my walls here, they're plain. Not that kind of planes. That's sort of a reverse reading of the clue, where you're applying that. Actually, you don't get that in a cryptic clue, and I don't know why. Speaker, it sounds like plane. It's plain, P-L-A-N-E, and then you work on that. Okay, people are getting it. First letter, please. So it's going to be a holophone. Are my levels correct? No, my levels are fine. S, simple, step. Oh, hang on, it is a step, but you can have step, S-T-E-P-P-E, can't you? That's a cheeky bit of geography. And a step is obviously a pace, but I forgot that you can... I'll put that in 12, haven't I? Let's not do that. So there we go. Run a story that misrepresents defensive athlete. Run a story that misrepresents defensive athlete. I feel like run a story that misrepresents all of that feels like the definition there. So we're like a defensive athlete. There'll be like a blocker or a... Oh, I don't know. I like American football. I don't know enough of it to know the people in it. They all look the same. They've all got the pads and the helmets on and everything like that. So it's just that person's running, that person's running. Run a story that misrepresents. To libel, to defame... Slander, libel. I want it to be defame. Is it defame? Because defensive could be def, D-E-F, and an athlete could be A-M-E, and I don't know why. I was talking to one of my work colleagues today. We didn't like a puzzle that came in because it required too much cricket knowledge. It was meant to be a maths puzzle, but it required a bit of cricket knowledge. So we quite happily rejected something about the most boring sport in the world. So, not spotting this one. I think I might have to come back to it. Backed correct tendency. Backed correct tendency. Yes, I've got this one. I've got 13 across. Oh, so I had very good point. Sorry, Oli. Yes, I will absolutely take my cap off there. I am wrong. I am so sorry. Woohoo! Back to correct tendency. I've still got 13. Anyone else got 13? I'm gonna go for it. I think it's tied. If you correct something, you edit it. I often edit things, and then sort of the tide is the tendency. So there we go. I have been videoed playing golf, and I was not very good at it. It is somewhere online. Take the place of selfless petitioner. Take the place of selfless petitioner. Will you now? Have I gone into the mod chat? Have I gone into the chat? No, I haven't. Well, now I have. I'll go to definite so that I can't be shouted at with any Nokia ringtones. Take the place of, replace, step in, selfless petitioner. Why would a petitioner be selfless? So. I'm enjoying the sports chat. Take the place of. Intercede? No, it's something seed. Next. Because the next one looks like an anagram, so let's go for it. I always get banned from the driving ranges, mainly because my car. I always use my car. Red Sea, swimming eliminated. Must be an anagram of Red Sea. Yeah, I'm just going to go for that. It's an anagram of that. It is erased. It is straightforward as Meredith says. 16 across. God with a crown and ring. God with a crown and ring. I've got a possible answer. No, they weren't a god. So my answer that I had for a second there was circle. Because I wanted L in Circe, somehow. But I don't think Circe was a god, were they? God with a crown and ring. Okay, what's the first letter of what you've got, Meredith and Hollow? Because you are not certain, so this might help me. And we're all going for maybes. I don't think Circe was a god. No, and Catnip knows her mythology. Thank you, thank you. Oh no. Was called goddess. Yeah, but who wasn't? So we've got some people starting with A. Okay. I'm trying to think of gods with A as the first letter. God with a crown. I don't know what crown is doing yet. And ring. Ring could just be O, of course, but at the moment I've got ring as the definition, but that may not be true. I'm going to come back to that one. 18. Andrew, absolutely. Microorganism found in a bee or bats. Microorganism found in a bee or bats. I have this one. You see, that just looks like... wasn't there an arachne? Arachne, that's who I'm thinking of. Go for 18. You go for it in the chat. It's an anagram, I'll tell you that. Bats is your anagram indicator. It's not an animal, it's an anagram. So it's an anagram indicator of a, B, or, and it is an aerobe, which is a microorganism. So basically my plan here is to solve the left-hand side of the grid, it turns out, and then we'll do the right later on. Squeal 2 times in the middle of recital. Squeal 2 times in the middle of recital. Squeal feels like it could be shriek. 2 times in the middle of recital. So recital might be a play. No. Bellow. No. Squeal. Shout. Not getting any other words for squeal come into my head. Oink. 2 times. Is that going to be 2 X's? Because times could be X. Or it could be X and by, or by and X. In the middle of recital. I can't think of any other words for a recital. You go to a piano concert. You go to a piano recital. Yeah, recital is rote, maybe? No. 2 times. Oh, it's just twice. Could be twice. Squeal twice. And the middle of recital is I. So it's twice I. It's not. Double. So I'm deliberately not going to come back to... well, sorry, I'm going to come back to it. I'm deliberately not going to ask for that one because it's on the right-hand side. And it's only the left-hand side that the Parrot Club are interested in. 20 across, sanctimonious sort, playing harp, I notice. Sanctimonious sort, playing harp, I notice. Yes, okay, got this one. This one I could do. Sanctimonious sort, playing harp, I notice. How weird that I appear to be able to do the left-hand side of the grid and not the right. Okay, so there's a bit of a charade going on here. There's a couple of bits going on. Marky V's. Go for it, Marky V. And anyone else who's got it. But so the definition is sanctimonious sort. Playing harp. Harp is anagrammed. I is I, and if you notice something, you see it. I notice is I see. You get a Pharisee, and they are the sanctimonious sort. Let's not all put that in one. Actually in different cells. Pariah Carey. Oh, that's just a fun name anyway. 21 across. Star involved in love game. Hooray! One on the right hand side that I can actually do. Star involved in love game. Is there anything? Is there anything that I should do right now? Such as It's my favourite. It's my favourite. It is a hidden. Go for it, everyone. You've got this. You've got it. You know it's Vega. It's literally hidden in Love Game. I don't know where it is, but it does appear in the sky at some point. Mambo number 5 is in my head now because of Lou Bega rather than Lou Vega. Why, brain, did you decide Vega? That sounds like Vega. Let's give you an E-word based on that. Why? Doubled one's initial thirst for brew. I've done two whole right-hand ones. Doubled one's initial thirst for brew. I'm just going to move this. There we go. Oh no, now I'm not in the centre. There we go. Doubled one's initial thirst for brew. So doubled one could be twin. Brew. Develop. Brew could be ale. Initial thirst, tea. Ones could be ist. So I think we've got that. Ones is is. Initial thirst is tea. And we get a brew. So what's doubled? Twice. Two. Twoist. For brew. Do we like this? Am I on the right lines, Marky V? We don't like this. In that case, I'm going to come back to that. I know that. Well, no, Arch. I should give this to Arch and Arky V. I should. Not gonna though. 23. Eruption on Sicily's eastern third. Throwing caution to the wind. Eruption on Sicily's eastern third. Throwing caution to the wind. So the eastern third of Sicily is LY. Sicily is 6 letters. 2 of that is a third. So the eastern third is LY. So we need an eruption on LY. Throwing caution to the wind. Madly. Haven't earned it. Nonsense, Arch. It's true. Eruption. Bang. An eruption. Explosion. Bang. All I can think of is bang. I do. Now, why is... So, it's an eruption on your skin is a rash. It's a rash. Put that on LY and throw caution to the wind. You do it rashly, and that's another one on the right-hand side, you know. And let's not get carried away. That's 2 in a row for the right-hand side. Very good, thank you. Good hint. 24 across. Centres for Research Retrievers. Centres for Research Retrievers. Yeah, this is a clue that I've seen before, so that's good. Hollow has got this. A poll to remember the poll. Oh no, don't do that. Please don't do that. He's doing it. He's absolutely doing it. I know he's already doing it. Go for 24. It's a double definition. Where does science do a lot of its research? In a laboratory. Yes. Short than that, you get labs, and those are Labrador Retrievers labs. EAIE? What's that about? What's Arch done there? He's been too clever. Strong affections for one among Pop's boys. Strong affections for one among Pop's boys. Okay. So Pop's boys are sons. Put 1 in that, we're going to get sons. But we need 3 more letters. Centres of Research and Retrievers. Oh, EANIE. Ah, okay. Strong affections. For one among Pop's boys. Okay, dads. Pop's sons. Pa's. Passions. There we go. Pa's. So it's Pa's sons. P-A-S sons. And then you put an I in that. Passions. Excellent. So we get that. 2 to go for the acrosses. Spilled pail on something in a car engine. Spilled pail on something in a car engine. This is all right. This is an anagram of pail on. I'm just going to go for it. Oil pan. Spilled pail on, anagram of that, and something in a car engine is an oil pan. And license outdoor canopy for mics and speakers. License outdoor canopy for mics and speakers. How is the car, Sensei? Have you got it back yet? Sensei's car's had a bad day. Bits of it were in other bits or something like that. You know, the bits were not where they should be. Outdoor canopy. So is that going to be like the first and last letters of outdoor? Mind you, an outdoor canopy is a tent. So is it going to be kind of license like B-L-A and you get latent or something? Is it something tent? License. L-I? An outdoor canopy is a tent. Mics and speakers. Oh man, so sorry, Marky V. Are you okay, Marky V? I want to, as in, like it wasn't, you weren't on a motorway and then had to. Yes, this is my question. Outdoor canopy. Good. Well, I mean, that's something. It's not brilliant, but it's better than... Yeah. So I haven't owned a car for quite a long time, but my exhaust just dropped off one day, and then I ran over it. Woke me up a bit. Luckily, I was quite near home when it happened, but yeah, just the exhaust. Off it went. Fairly easy fix though, I was lucky. But not getting 27. Anyone getting 27? A couple of bit Hollow's going Trixie, okay. Mics and speakers. Abtent, actant, adtant, avtant, agtant. Yes. So I've got to put tent in. I'm not going to put it in the grid because that feels like cheating. Potent. If you license an outdoor canopy, you intent. No, I'm not getting it. Right, so that's all the crosses. Let's take a look at the downs. So, the downs, just to reiterate, every down clue answer contains one letter too many for its spot in the grid. Each of these extra letters should be removed to the nearest blank above or below the grid. Some will be left unoccupied. And we don't know where they start in this. They don't necessarily start at the top. In fact, they almost certainly won't. They start somewhere and then they wrap around. So, Houdini for 1 sec, confounded champion. Houdini for 1 sec, confounded champion. Okay, well that's escapologist, but why? Escapologist. Does that mean that this is a 13-letter word and that only 12 are going? No, hang on, it's a 12-letter word, but only 11 are going in. So it's either S or C that's going in there. We don't know which. They're escapologist. So we've got that. So the S or C. Oh, so there's blanks in the middle of the grid. So that's what it meant by to the nearest bank or above or below that. No, that S or C. No, that's going. Is that going to go above or below? They're both equally near. Well, we shall see. So esc. So sec confounded. That's an anagram of esc. And then a champion is an apologist. Really? I mean, I'll take your word for it. Never heard of that. Champion is an apologist. Okay, all right. 2 clues for this one. Gore, taking gym class, got a lucky hit. So Gore is going to be Al Gore. Gym class, probably PE. So APEL. If you've got, you had, and then a lucky hit. Got. So what if it wasn't PE? PT. What if everything is being taken by Gore? As in, we put Al around everything. Taking gym class. Got. 8 paddle. Well, there we go. I've learned a thing about the apologist. Did not know that in terms of that. Got to be Al Gore. Gym class is PE. Got a lucky hit. It's going to be something like that. What do we have here in the grid? Nothing useful. Of course, L might be missing or something like that. Okay, we're going to come back to that one. 1 unopened entrance of a main artery. 1 unopened entrance of a main artery. I've got this one. Not entirely sure where it's going to go in the grid yet, but I will think about that in a second. Anyone else got it? Oh, thank you for the hint there, Sensei. It's lowercase Gore, so it's not Al Gore. It's just, we're going to put PE and possibly A in, like, blood or mess or something like that. Go for it, Catus. I'm going to go for it. I think it's aortal. So 1 is A. Portal is the entrance that's unopened, to take the first letter off, and then of a main artery of the aorta is aortal. So where is that going to go? So there's AOR, T would go in here, and then an L. So we've got a T. So, oh, Gore might be blood then. So blood with P in, blooped. If you bloop, is this a baseball thing? If you bloop in baseball or something like that, do you get a lucky hit? really hoping it is. Yes! Now, we don't know which letter is not in there, but that is going to be either O or P that goes there, but we can't narrow it down right just yet. So there we go. Like Swiss cheese, soup or nuts. Like Swiss cheese, soup or nuts. Okay, yeah, happy with that. Not entirely sure where it's going to go. Oh, yes, I am. Am I certain about the T going out? Yes, I am for that previous one. Go for arch and hollow. So it's an anagram of soup or. Now, your Swiss cheese will let water in. It is porous, yep. And I'm assuming it has to go here, P-O-R, and then it's either O or U there, and then the other one is going to go here. Little foxes pass up desserts. Little foxes, and we know that it starts or has a second letter of P. Pass up desserts. Pups, then, maybe? I thought little fox was a cub, or a kit. Pass up desserts. Is it desserts or deserts? It's desserts. So we got P blank blank P-E-S. And of course there's an extra letter somewhere in there as well. So we've got P blank blank P-E-S and there's an extra letter that goes in. I should be able to Wheel of Fortune that. Can't. Is it just puppies? Is it just puppies? For little foxes. Pass up. Pass could be P. There you go. Pass is P. Up is up. And desserts is pies. So we've got P. And again, we don't know what's gone on. It's either a U or a P that's gone there. Oh, no, the I has to go. The I has to go. So it's U, so the I pops up here. Puppies, we're missing an I. Blind puppies. Takes apart firearm, missing the first deer. Takes apart firearm, missing the first deer. So it's got to be a word for taking apart a firearm, which will be... Oh, what do they call it? I do know this, why can't I think of it? And then it's going to give us a word for a deer. Muntjac. Bambi. I will just have a quick look at the next one, which is Bum, Enraged VIP. Which I should be able to get. So I'm actually going to work on that one because it is relatively straightforward. Or at least I know what is going on there. Okay, yes, I've got 4B. So I'm going to go to 4B. I'll come back to 4A in a second because I haven't really thought about 4A yet. Bum, Enraged VIP. Any thoughts for this one? Because I have it. It is an anagram, so bum is an anagram indicator. I mean, there's your next red phrase. Bum is an anagram indicator. Write that one down. And it's an anagram of enraged, and a VIP is a grandee. So, unfortunately, we don't... Yeah, I think we can. We can probably say that that is the D of grandee. Oh, no, we can't, because they've got an E there. So it's a G or an R is going to be in there. So the G or the R, the other one is going to pop out there. A-N-D-E-E. So we do know this. So we got blank D blank E-S. And of course there will be an extra letter somewhere in there. Takes apart. Unoccupied. Oh, so firearm missing the first is gun. And then take the first off, you get un. So it's definitely un something. So it's undoes. Oh, and then deer is does, the female deers. There we go. So undoes. So we can't do that one yet. We know that's U or N, but D, O, E, S, we could put that in. Right, good luck now for the 5, 6, 7, and 8. The steps of the down clues. Lightly touched shorebird model. Lightly touch shorebird model. If you lightly touch, you dab or you sponge. Lightly touch pet or dab a shorebird. Is that going to be egret, nene? So we get a model. Model. Lightly touch. Got to be dab, surely. Shorebird. Oh, he's looking at ERS in the 5 column. So does that mean it's going to be? Does that mean it's going to be Earth or something like that? No, that's something else in crosswords. Not dab. Okay. Lightly touch pet. But a model. If you model, you sport. A model is a utopia, an example. Example? No. Right, going to come back to that one. That is the call of the lesser spotted Backstreet Boys bird. Yes, absolutely. Rejoiced about promotion and footed the bill. Rejoiced about promotion and footed the bill. So the promotion is probably add. If you rejoiced, you sang, you about promotion and footed the bill. You paid. About could be if you rejoiced, you were happy, you sang, you shouted, you footed the bill feels like the definition. If you put add in paid, you don't get anything. Right, moving on that one as well. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a second pass where I'm more open. So I apologise, but there we go. Went to Virgin Islands locale with D. Went to Virgin Islands locale with D. Wow, okay. I don't know anything about the Virgin Islands. Are we talking British Virgin Islands? Are we talking American Virgin Islands? Because there is a British and American Virgin Islands, isn't there? But no, it's probably nothing to do with that. It's probably just VI. Locale might be a site with D. Went feels like it's the definition. It is. It is exactly everything I said. It is exactly everything I said. VI for Virgin Islands. Locale is a site, and D is D. It's just everything that I said. It's visited. Went. It is visited. And we, as luck would have it, it fits here. VI, so we get rid of an I. SITED. Well, there we go. Talk it out. If you ever apply for a game show, my top tip. This isn't a. Well, I mean, I guess this is behind the scenes, but it's not. This is just be yourself, sure, but talk it out. There is nothing worse than watching someone go. Talk it out. Absolutely. So if you ever applied to be on a show, talk it out. Much true about conservative author. Much true about conservative author. I feel like author is going to be the definition here. Conservative feels like that's going to be C. Much could be lots. T could be T. It's not lots though. But true is probably T, and we're going to put a C in it. So something like that. That's where I'm going. Of course, Arch. But I don't think anyone in this chat has that problem. I think. I'm not going to speculate, but this is because Matt Clemson isn't here right now. Hey! Too easy. Too easy. I'm so sorry. Going to move on to 7. Promising help of radical, including head of union. Promising help of radical. including head of union. Okay, is this an anagram of help of, because it's help of radical, including the head of union, U. So is it an anagram of help of and the letter U? Help of U. Yes, it is! This is true, Sean. I mean, if you've, yeah, unless you're going to be a librarian, you know. So I've got 7. It is an anagram of help of and the letter U. It is hopeful. And that is going to go. So we're going to lose a letter between the P, E, and F, but we've got the H-O and we've got the U-L. But we're going to get either a P or an E here, and an E or an F there. And then one of those is going to go in one of those. Oh! And let's do the second part of this clue. Respond with, or just, in your job interview, just go, you know, how would you, I plead the fifth. Just in case it incriminates me. In case I say anything I regret, I plead the fifth. Thank you, Catus, for reminding us about this. Ta-da! 7 down. What is 7 down, I hear you cry? It's the physical embodiment of that. 7 up. 7 down. 7 up. 7 down. 7 rotated. Okay, moving on. The guy outside came down for rock salt. The guy outside came down, thank you, Catus, for rock salt. I mean, rock salt has, I just want to say sodium or sodium chloride. Rock salt is probably something like halide or something like that. The guy is he, a lit. He came down, he a lit. It's not halide, it's a halite. A halide would be very similar, but halite is rock salt. And would you look at that? I did a thing. Thank you, Catus. Yeah. Halite. I knew it had a name. And final of the downs. Of course, there's no chance of putting halite in. Single so far, getting rest, travelling, and living well. Single so far, getting rest, travelling, and living well. Getting rest, travelling. So probably going to be an anagram of rest in there. And living well. Living well feels like it's the definition. On something something. Everybody brace yourself. It is the one, the only, Mr. Sensei!
Good afternoon.
Hey, oh, you are loud. Can you tell me what you had for breakfast this morning?
I usually don't have breakfast on most mornings, so but right now lunch is some pork chops.
There we go. You're loud. Yeah, you're now the right correctness of loud.
Okay, I just putting the microphone in the good place so that it can be toned down.
Yep, there we go. Now you are doing well. Well, it's lovely to have you here. Lovely to have you.
You've got almost half. You've got over half the grid filled in. You're doing very, very, very well.
Yes, makes a change.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say pork chop for lunch or something like that?
Yes.
I had a burger for lunch, and would you like to see proof of that?
Yes, I would.
It was a lovely beef burger with cheese and bacon and barbecue sauce, and some of the barbecue sauce is here! Hooray!
Yay!
Proof that I had a burger. Some of the sauce is still on my shirt. So there we go. Okay, so good cycles base. Okay, I've now got this one.
Yeah.
I've got this one. So go for it in the chat if you've got one across. So good is G. And if you cycle, how does, use round, it's round, so it's G round and base is your ground. How can round and cycle be used in a sentence as synonyms of one each other?
He cycled the bases, he rounded the bases.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Point around tip of elbow joint. Point around tip of elbow joint.
Oh yeah, the chat had this one, but
Yeah,
you don't know this one.
yes, no, I don't. Um, can I have the first letter, please? Did I have the first letter earlier?
You were given an R.
Ah, there's an E somewhere in it. Second letter, please. Point. If that's your point, that's your... okay. Okay. Your joint is your relbo. Your joint.
Not that kind of joint.
Yeah. Roof? No. Reefer? Roofie? Yeah.
One of those three.
Yeah. I don't know which one though. Is point refer? If I point my the honourable gentleman to this, I refer the honourable gentleman to this. I put that around E and you get a reefer, and that is a joint. Okay, there we are, and that helps with this. That's so we now that we don't know whether that's a P or an E, but we do know that it's going to go here. Whatever the thing is, it's going to go down there. Okay.
Yep, all worked out.
Castle. Containing completely wet, rubbery material.
Yeah. Good luck on this one.
Feigned. It was feigned. Absolutely. No, hang on. Did I mean it wasn't feigned? It was genuine. I think that's what I mean. I don't know what I mean.
Never do.
Castle. Keep. I want it to be a keep, but it's not going to fit. Containing completely wet, damp, sodden, mopped.
Sop is right. I'll give you that. Sop is right. And castle's a proper name.
Isopleth. Is it an isopleth?
No, that's a line.
Yeah.
But, you're looking for a rubbery material.
Yeah. I will say, I'm going to say this. You're actually too loud. You're clipping your mic.
All right, I'm going to put it back over here then.
Okay, and then
There we go.
Turn you up. There we go.
There you go.
That's
okay.
better. That's better.
All right, yeah. I can hear myself. Okay. Yeah.
So sorry. So was was SOP in the right place?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think I'm going to know this, am I?
I don't think they make water bottles out of a related material.
So it's going to be a term for a plastic then, because it's a rubbery material. Castle. So it's going to be a 5-letter castle that's a proper name of a castle.
Well, proper name of a person.
Of a person?
Yeah, proper names can apply to people too.
I don't know any castles. I know Roy Castle from Record Breakers, but that's a very British and dated reference, so it's not that. So is it Ivan? Irene? Isoprene! Like neoprene.
Well worked out.
Isoprene. I'm assuming that is sort of a form of plastic. Who's Irene Castle then?
Ballroom dancer. They were pretty much like 1910s. They did a lot of making ballroom dancing as popular as it was.
Okay, sort of a Margot Fontaine sort of equivalent, but in the US.
Yeah. No, in the UK, actually both, I think.
Oh, well, I'm going to say in the US because that makes me feel better about not knowing it. Run a story
works out.
that misrepresents defensive athlete. So is it?
So you had you mentioned football, and I said the wrong kind of football.
So it's soccer. So I'm assuming it's going to end LER.
Not necessarily.
Okay. I mean, run a story that misrepresents libel. No.
How much sports do you know?
Golf. Cricket. Best sports ever. Not Not a huge amount. I think I will know it when I hear the term that I need to know.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you
First
A is
letter.
A. A is A. I'll give you that.
First letter, please.
Mm. I'll go G. Fine. All right.
Run. Is that going to be go?
Mm-hmm.
A. And then story that misrepresents is a lie! And Meredith has just got it too. It is a goalie. They are a defensive athlete. I mean, I can't disagree with that definition, but it feels wrong. But there is no way I can fault it.
Yeah, because the thing is that if you are mean and you try run a story that misrepresents as a definition, that you could try go a lie as kind of an answer, even though that doesn't quite work, but it kind of does. It's so close.
There is no official maximum size of goalie gloves in soccer. So
Uh,
why
yeah.
do they not just have absolutely massive gloves that cover the entire goal?
Agility.
But you don't even need to be agile. You just go bloop.
Would you like I will talk about ice hockey because I do know that sport.
Okay.
There is no maximum size of goaltenders in ice hockey.
Mm-hmm.
There is a maximum size on the amount of their pads.
Okay.
So they did an experiment where they got somebody in a larger suit and regulation pads. And all the professional ice hockeys aimed for the spots that were not padded.
I can guess
it hurt a lot.
I can guess where
it hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurt a lot.
I'm not a huge fan of goaltenders. I prefer chicken tenders. Take the place of selfness.
Good for that.
Selfless petitioner.
I'm on a new laptop, so I am fiddling with the audio settings. I do apologize, chat.
Well, welcome, because I knew you were planning on getting a new one. In fact, I think we talked about it a while back, and I just think it took a while to come to you, didn't it, or something like that?
Oh yeah, it was on a boat.
Now you're very quiet.
I know. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I can hear myself in the chat. Okay.
God with a crack. So I need some more letters for 16 across. 14.
I will spot you. God is the definition. A is the first letter. The chat did give you that.
Okay, you've gone a lot quieter, but I'm happy with your level because I'm just adjusting you here.
Yeah. So God is the definition. A is A, and the first letter.
A is A and the first letter. So A. Crown. Crown. I just want to be the first letter or something. So, Sean, I was wondering about this, but I think the gloves would be enough. I think it would be fine because you could just then lean the gloves forward a little bit when you saw it coming and things like that. I see nothing wrong with giant goalie gloves. Nothing wrong with it. Crown. And then ring, got to be an O at the end. So I need Apollo. Why is a crown a poll?
Poll tax.
You say like that, I should know that.
Oh, you haven't paid a tax on every individual person or your crown. It means head.
Okay, did not know that.
Crown. Yeah, that's why it... Are you too young to pay?
Yes, it's now other things.
Yeah, okay. But poll tax is basically just for existing, you have to pay money to the government.
Thanks, government.
It's a per capita tax. The
Government.
for head and all that. So it's all the same thing.
I'm going to come back to 19 because we have no extra letters, and it's 22 is this one.
Okay. Yes, Marky V had this one. Has been jumping on this. Got this on the thing. Can you get this here?
22.
Yes.
Doubled one's initial thirst for brew.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the letters. Yes, I do have it. Marky V, go for it. Or whoever also got this one and was jumping up and down, please go for it. So it's a type of tea. One's initial is O, but it's doubled, so it's going to start OO. And then if the thirst is long, there's an O from Meredith. Absolutely, it's oolong.
Correct.
And that means that's disambiguated some things. So I should, before I do that... so a U is popping out for that, and the R is popping out down here. So we had just 27 now, is that it? Yes, it is. So license outdoor canopy. So that as a concept, something tent. And it's just a two-letter word for a license. I don't know what it is.
No, yeah, but what do you call a system of mics and speakers?
A PA. A...
I can only do so much with you guys, chat.
Marky Boo's in smug mode. I don't know. A PA system, a speaker system, stereo, a hi-fi.
It is what you just said.
Stereo.
No, before that.
Hi-fi.
Before that.
PA. Oh, so it's a PA tent. Oh, I had it the wrong way round. So the PA tent, the outdoor canopy for mics and speakers is the PA tent. And that is a license. Right. Thank you. Let's have a look at the downs again. So we can now tackle...
You got the last 4 letters. You got the first 2 letters. I can only do something with this letter word here.
I am brilliant at doing the hard work and then stuffing up the easy bits. My favourite thing to do. Lightly touch shorebird model.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a letter missing from there because that looks like ring or something like that. Spring. Is that going to be the other one?
Well, you can do the. Let's go to the other one. You had.
So
you had
is that spring or sprang? I think sprang.
Because...
No, I don't know.
Yes.
You sang. Oh, the promotion is PR. It's not an ad, which I had. It's PR, so it's sprang. An A pops out. Lightly touch shorebird model. So Cater's hologram method. They're all getting this, but at least we now know it's there. Ends in ER. Shorebird that ends in ER. Turn. So maybe it ends in N. Something turn. Dab turn. So a model lectern. The shorebird's got to be a turn.
It is a turn.
Postern. Lightly touch. Pet. Is there a pet turn? No. Bittern.
Form of the word.
Pet. Pat. Pattern. A model is a pattern. Oh, it's so close. P-A...
Lightly touch the postman. That is the one I should have said.
The N pops out, falls down there.
Yeah.
You've got turnip underneath there.
That's good.
So the letters picked out in this way will produce 2 items that may fittingly start the 2-word procedure to be deduced at 17 across, which we are getting there. So we've got turnip and probably going to have another vegetable or something there. 6 down. So we got visited, which we have in the grid. We now have that. Much true about conservative author. Much must be a lot. Put a C in that and a T for true. Olcott, Louisa May Alcott, the writer of Little Women. So L or C is going to go there. T and Y and the L or C is going to go there as well. So much is a lot. T for true, but C in all of that you get Olcott for the author. So I knew how it worked. It was just getting there. Hopeful we've got in the grid, and Haylight we can now do more of. So it's that and that, I, T and E. Irritating that everything happens to be going along 14 across. Single so far, getting rest, travelling and living well. People are getting 17 now. I'm nowhere near it on 17.
Yeah, it's okay. You'll get 17. We'll come to it. You'll get it. What did you think? 17. You had some guesses on 8 down. It's not the name of an Only Connect team, so that's why you're not going to get this.
Okay. Living well feels like a definition. 2, 4, 6.
You are correct.
Okay, yes, I've got it. On, easy, and S is missing. Street. So if you're having an easy time, living well, you're on easy street. Oh, so it's actually turnips, plural. Fine, that's not a problem. But why is it on easy street? Let's find out. Single, so far, getting rest, travelling. Well, there's your anagram of rest. That's the first 4 letters of street. So far is yet. So it's yet with an anagram of rest in, and then we need one, which is a single, and so is as. Oh my goodness. Single is one, so is as. Far is yet.
So far as yet.
Okay, as yet, and then an anagram of rest in that. Wow, there we go. So that. So now we can do the final remaining crosses. So what do we got? We got 14. Let's try 14.
Go for 14. You can do it.
Take the place of. So it's going to be re. Oh, it's not re something. Supplant. Supplant. Now, why is it supplant? Selfless petitioner. Suppliant.
That's correct.
Suppliant. So it's taking the I out of suppliant.
Yes.
So the N is going to pop up here. P-P-L-C.
It's suppliant, and we also get our word supplicant from it. But...
There we are. Supplant. 17 C instructions. 19. Squeal 2 times. Sorry, say something.
I'm just being very, very tricky with the chat. My notes of that, it really is suppliant minus an I, not supplicant minus IC.
It's it's selfless. It just takes the I out.
Yeah.
Squeal 2 times. That must be times must be T, and we put 2 of that in the middle of recital. Which, if you squeal, you tattle, or you tell. No, it's got to be tattle. So, tail. There you go, tail. So it's
you got it.
Recital is a tail. Tattle.
Right.
So this gives us spinach. Has to be spinach. Oh, I think I knew that earlier. So we're gonna put the C. Ha! Oh, got it. Yeah, lovely. Oh, that's fun. So we've got spinach at the top, turnips at the bottom, and we'll produce 2 items that will fittingly start the 2-word procedure to be deduced at 17 across. Go for it in the chat. Go for it. I do love a spot of crop rotation. And I'm assuming spinach to turnips, is that an actual proper crop rotation?
Well, they both have spin in it.
Oh, clever. I don't think it can't be that, surely. Spinach, yes, but turnips? Oh, turn! Spin and turn. Spin and turn. There we go. There we go. So it's literal crops that rotate with a spin and a turn, and that is cycles.
Well done. Very well done.
That's a fun little bonus extra, because you could just go spinach, turnips, oh, they're vegetables, oh, it's crop rotation. But then the fun little extra turn and spin. That is fun. I do like that.
I don't know this. It's not in my notes. I actually had Marky V things with its spin rotated to make turnips at the end. I don't know which is right.
Oh, maybe they did it for both. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because spin is in the left-hand grid and then it's in the right-hand grid the other way. Maybe it's that. Regardless, it all works. Why not both, says Hollow? This is also true.
There you go. Yeah.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.